Hey, this is Key Ennis, Key Creative Studio, Master Drawing Japan. Let's make a point to draw every day. So, um, I'm gonna talk about like how to draw a figure with their arm raised, right? I think we've seen like a lot of characters or situations like you have like someone um, like standing standing on high, whatever, and they have their arm raised, and they're holding up a sword. It's like the poster for Star Wars, or you see He-Man or Conan or whatever, like one of those kinds of characters. And I think people like they get a little confused with um, with what is happening here in terms of like the musculature with the pectoralis muscle, and then also like the clavicle, which is you know which is now in an up position. At least like one side is in the up position, but the other part is down. So what's happening in here, right? So I'm gonna explain that just a little bit for you guys. Okay. So I think the most important thing to get down first is like really to understand like what's happening with like the rib cage, right? So, and we said the rib cage and the muscles that are on top of it in relation to um, the clavicles and things like that. So here's a rib cage, right? All right, and this head here. Okay, pit of the neck is here, and then clavicle comes in like that, comes back like that. All right. So the clavicle, um, as as we all know now, it has like this handlebar kind of shape, right? And that's what it basically it connects into the the scapula, which is in the back, and then also the humerus, uh, your upper arm, that bone there, we call that's the humerus. This rib cage, so there's a little bit too big. Okay, so what's happening here? We have like the sternum that comes down here, almost like a necktie, sort of thing, and then it goes off into these parts here. So it goes off into like we have like the 10th rib here. Okay. Okay. All right. So when it comes to um, the pectoralis muscle, the chest muscle, from this point on the clavicle, it comes down here, and it starts to like this upper part of the humerus, and then it loops over, and then it comes back into like where the clavicle, sorry, where the sternum is. So you get this kind of relationship, and the same thing on this side. All right. Okay, basically speaking. Okay. And of course, on top of that, you have the deltoid, which is like the muscle for your shoulder. Okay. Okay. So we can get this part. There's the trapezius muscle in the back here. But anyway, so this is fine. You know, I mean, this is just to get the basic understanding, like what's happening here, with these muscles, right? So, okay, fine, cool. But what happens when, because the clavicle is not going to stay in this position, you know, when it's raised, right? The clavicle actually is going to go up. Go up like this, right? So what happens? What happens in this case? What happens to this muscle, right? So, you know, basically what's going to happen is that, you know, this muscle is going to like raise up, along with the the clavicle. So the muscle, pectoralis muscle, actually has this kind of relationship shape. It's almost like it's like flipped over, right? So this part is being like down, right? And like, I mean, like being over, and then this one being under, right? So if it was to raise up, if this is like the arm, and this is going to raise up, what's going to happen is this is going to change, and then this is going to turn into something like this. Again, that's the sternum. So you can get this kind of relationship. So it's almost like a triangle kind of thing. All right. So again, you know, if this was going to come down, this would flip over again, and then it's going to look like that. Okay. This is going this way. That's going that way. All right. But in this case, now they're going like this is going this way. So again, if this comes down, then it's gonna go back to this position. Okay. Sorry, that's making that a little more complicated, you know, than it should be. But basically, that's what's happening. So that's what's happening basically, like with the pectoralis muscle, right? So we have to consider that this muscle is connected to the arm, and then on top of that, you know, we have the deltoid muscle, which actually is going to go. It's going to be a little bit hidden now because it's going to be going back. This is going like this. Okay. like the neck. Let's say it was, actually, you know, I'll put the head up this way. Maybe that might be easier to see. Okay, so basically that's what's happening here, is that actually this actually will come up a little bit more. Actually, the pectoralis muscle, and then the deltoid might be a little bit more hidden away. Okay. There's our hero here. Okay. Just for argument's sake, but so you see that so now, since this is up like this, all this is sweeping up like that, and of course, you know, you're going to see like a little bit of the muscles coming from the back, you know, which would be the teres major, and then also the trapezius muscles coming from behind, basically. Okay. All right. So let me do this in a maybe in a more in a more practical way. You guys can understand. Okay. One second. All right. So let's say I had a I don't know. Let's say it's a female, like with her arm raised. So let me do a brand new one. Okay. So women, of course, you know, have essentially the same muscles as men do, albeit men men's going to be a little bit more developed, of course. And there are other truths such as, you know, bone structure, things like that. Okay, so let's say, hold on a sec. Okay, the neck is here. Okay, like that. I guess I'll raise her head up like this. And let's say like her other arm is raised up, right? So if it's raised up in this position, that means the clavicle is going up like this. Deltoid is going to be going behind like that. then we're going to have the chest muscle actually coming off like that. This is coming out like this. Okay. Actually made a little small mistake here. So even though all that is being raised up now, right? All that's being raised up. We have things like, well, like she has breasts. You know, the breast is actually gonna follow that. I know I'm making these a little bit big, but and actually that breast actually should be stretching out a little bit more, like that. This is a funny position for this hand, but I just wanted to get something there. Okay. So I should put this. Actually, I should change that. Okay. I think we got the basic idea here. What's up with this hand? Sorry, I'm not talking so much because I was making sure I'm doing this correctly. So, you know, so when it comes to like, things um, around this part of the body, that are going to be like stretching away and stuff like that, you really want to make sure that you have a good understanding of like what's happening with the anatomy here. Mm. You get the gesture of this arm a little bit better. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle sometimes. Okay. All right. I think you guys got the basic idea. And see about her. Okay. All right. I think that's the basic gist we want to get. panda eyes in a second. Okay. And actually, I made her a little bit more muscular than I intended to. Because I tend to like this, that, that tricep muscle, actually. But you gotta be careful, like not to overdo it. If you don't want your, generally fit women, you want them to look, even if they are muscular or well defined, you know, you want to be careful about not overdoing it. Ah. Case in point. Okay, all right. I think that's basically it, and I will stop here, and I will see you guys next time. Okay. All right. See ya. All right. Bye bye.